straight with you. A lot has changed since your generation had, their way with your home. A lot. There's much to observe and learn, so I insist you hold your queries until the end.
Agreed.
You'll find this new world familiar and different, and I will understand the overwhelming nature of it all being too much to endure. Keep your wits about you, though. This new yet familiar norm will be your way of life.
Agreed.
Do not interact with your surroundings without my permission, converse with the commoners without my permission, or, for your sake specifically, engage with anything that does not pose a significant threat without my permission. The last thing I want to see from you is some form of mental relapse.
Agreed.
I ask this not to diminish you or purport myself as some rightful superior to you, but to allow you the opportunity to process the world around you for what it is and not what you remember. Memories are to be cherished, but the tunnel vision they conjure can deteriorate our perception of what's here and now. That being said, follow me. It's time to heed to the Credo ULTIMA. Unity. Words cannot form, function, or become filled with fervor if we are not on the same page. Of course, disconnections are prevalent for a myriad of reasons, but we cannot and should not allow them to become the crux of our civilization. You yourself can attest to the matter. Look past the surface of those you surround yourself with and see them for who they aim to be. Societies flourish from all walks of life, finding that one parallel path, staying the course with others, and seeking a common ground upon which to build a foundation. Longevity. We are products of our past, the descendants of our lineage, but that should not limit who we are and what we are. How can an evolved civilization make leaps and bounds beyond what their preceding generation set without taking the first step? We cannot advance from nothing, so while holding on to what made us who we are is essential, achieving newer heights is what we, as successors, must strive for the sake of meaningful progress. That lets us know where we were, where we are, and where we can go from here. Tenacity. Your motto, Tenacitatem ad aeternis, is still proclaimed loud and proud by those whose determination never wavers, whose spark never fades away, and whose minds are adamant about what lies in store for them. Since the first generation of our kind, that is what drives us as a force to be reckoned with. Yet it is easy to pull back the curtains and see that when it comes to said tenacity, we are cursed with a tunnel vision that narrows our perspective on any larger picture. Ingenuity. All the strength in the world is nothing without the knowledge to know when to wield and when to yield. The ingenuity of our time allows us to apply our power to appropriate settings and scenarios. It also lets us play off the strengths and weaknesses of others, akin to the many support beams of a building and the cables of a suspension bridge. This support, coupled with a vast populace, leads us to the most unlikely of partnerships, which brings about creations once thought to be unfeasible or unlikely. Your generation has its diverse community, but scale-wise, it is minuscule compared to what ours houses. Neutrality. Differing alignments, differing beliefs, differing ambitions, and differing reliefs. Divergent forms of ideals are all around us and forever with us, though they should never be forced upon one another, as mutuality is what forms the common ground for a dedicated and diverse society to build upon, with as little fracturing as possible of the many threads woven into this generation from varying angles and sources, so long as they find themselves parallel with one another with at least one common string, It is imperative to hold on to those unifying alignments so that what follows is truly worth living for. Yet, I implore the importance of being there for one another. We must heed the opposite side of that societal spectrum. Autonomy. Throughout this reflective expedition, I have touched upon the basis of how we must work together to create an everlasting union on numerous occasions. Points firmly being said, it is still important to heed your autonomous place in this new society. I truly hope that the nature of those from your past never sees the light of day in our generation. But if something of the sort arises or an ordeal nowhere near that scale, you will need to do what you can by yourself until others can help. This can range from tasks like chopping wood or cleaning up after yourself, to hardships like fighting for your life. Our society is not perfect, nor will it ever be, but that shouldn't impede us from making strides in the formation of a more prosperous, less fractured society for generations to come, and of course, the generation here and now. No one is asking you to abandon the past that made you who you are, nor should anybody. But trust me when I say that it will do you good in body, mind, and spirits to allow yourself to alter and adapt here and there. You will need the peace we offer, and we need the experience you've gained. You need the hope that is imbued in us, and we need the tentativeness you exude. You need to be ready to move on, and once you do, all we would need from you is to accept the creed.
Agreed.